argue that the Nissan Qashqai kicked off the whole crossover craze. That was back in sort of 2006 or 7 when we were all still gaga over hatchbacks. But with over 3 million sold in Europe alone, I think it's safe to say that the Qashqai became a very, very popular model for the Japanese marque. Then the second gen arrived in 2014, and in total, 5 million units were sold globally. Well, no pressure, third gen. This new Qashqai is pretty much all completely, well, new. It is ever so slightly longer, wider, and taller than the outgoing model. The wheelbase has also grown in size. This is good news because it means that cabin space is also improved. So there is more rear knee room and more headroom. It's certainly matured somewhat in its looks. It's more chiseled and quite bold compared to its predecessor. The front has been completely redesigned, but if I'm honest, I'm not sure it's going to steal any glances from the rather out there looking new Sportage or Tucson. This feels a little more conservative next to its rivals, but it is still a really good-looking car. And it comes in just about every color you can imagine. I think any current Qashqai driver is going to feel that this is chalk and cheese. This is sort of out of this world modern compared to that outgoing model. But compared to its rivals, it might not have the wow factor you're after. I do love that it has buttons down here for the climate control because no one has time to go through all the screens to get to something. Overall, I think if you like simple and clean, then this is what the Qashqai offers. The entry-level Vizier trim boasts stop-start, LED headlamps, and Nissan Connect. But head past the Accenter and into the Halo model Accenter Plus, and you'll get full Napa leather seats, memory seats, wireless charger, and heated seats with massage function nogal. And safety comes in the form of ProPilot autonomous drive, intelligent cruise control, lane departure prevention, driver attention alert, and lane keep assist, to name just a few of those features. In fact, it was rated best in class for safety in 2021 by the Euro NCAP. Nissan's goal is 0 fatalities with a Nissan involved. As I mentioned earlier, the car is bigger and you can actually feel it inside here. There's ever so slightly more rear legroom, which I think is quite important, especially for families. But more importantly is the boot size, which has increased to about 504 litres, which is really sizable. But I think one of my favorite things is the fact that these doors open wider now. So if you're a family member or a parent who has to put a baby seat in here, I can't even tell you how much easier that makes it instead of trying to get it in through the gap. And even just getting your kids and family members and loading baggage and everything in through these doors make it such an appealing car for a family. This has got the brand new 1.3 litre turbocharged engine. Under the bonnet, it's got 110 kilowatts of power and 250 newton meters of torque. And it's super refined. I have to say, I'm actually really blown away by it. It's such a comfortable drive. It's mated to this CVT. Only in the entry level are you going to only be able to have a manual transmission, but I think that this CVT pairing to this engine is almost perfectly done. Overall, the ride is very good. You're looking at a fuel consumption of about 6.1 litres per 100 Ks, which is not bad. I just think overall, it's feeling like a far more refined car. When it comes to pricing, the range kicks off at 568,000 Rand, with the range topping Accenter Plus coming in at just under 671,000 Rand. So we could consider it competitively priced, depending though on which models you're comparing it to. There is no denying that this new Qashqai is better in every way compared to its predecessors. I just don't know if when compared to potentially its newer generation rivals, that it will take any sales away from them. What I can assure you though is that any current Nissan driver or owner is going to absolutely adore this car. I mean, the Qashqai is, after all, the OG, and you can't take that away from it. It's a car with possibly the weirdest name, but some of the most impressive sales figures. And I think that this might continue that successful legacy.